Welcome back. We're taking things to the national level. I'm Joe Flacco, so it's only right to talk about my Ravens. We're looking to avoid a 3-game home sweep for the first time since 2007, so I'm surprised I'm even talking about this right now. But to talk about it, we actually have 105.7 The Fan's Tony Lombardi to just talk about what's going on this season. To start things off, what can you say about my performance so far this season?
He really doesn't have weapons on the outside to stretch the field. And I think as a result of that, opposing defenses are just sort of squatting on the Ravens and playing close to the line of scrimmage because they don't respect their speed because they have none. So for him to get done what he's done with the lack of playmakers on the outside, I think is admirable. And I really don't think that Joe Flacco can be truly measured in terms of effectiveness until he has what is even considered average weaponry on the outside at the skill positions.
I appreciate those kind words. Now, just to touch in on that, it is killing me, but Steve Smith Sr. has been marked questionable for this Sunday's game. Now, I don't know where I'll throw if I don't have him on the field, but that's just one of the many injuries that we do have. How many of these injuries, or how have these injuries actually affected play on the field?
Well, I think in the NFL, the healthiest teams are oftentimes the best teams, and that's obviously not the case with the Ravens. They've got a ton of injuries. I think there's 14 or 15 guys on injured reserve right now. Steve Smith, he's such a quintessential Raven, plays tough, plays hard, and he'll be out there on Sunday, I'm pretty sure, against the Chargers, despite the broken bones in his back, and he tweaked his knee this week in practice, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be out there.
All right, well, it would definitely be tough without him, that's for sure. And last but not least, Ravens or Chargers, who do you have winning tomorrow's game?
I think that given what Philip Rivers has done with the Ravens in the past, even as recent as last year, he just seems to dissect the Ravens defense. And it's really no different from the time he did that last year. I think it's going to be a shootout, and I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. Fantasy football players will really enjoy this game. But in the end, I think that Philip Rivers has more weapons on the outside than Joe Flacco, and as a result, he'll win. I'm going to predict 37-27 Chargers.
All right, well, Tony Lombardi from 105.7 The Fan, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And Spencer, I'm going to have to agree with Tony on this one. I think the Chargers will be victorious just with how this season has gone with our team so far. And I think Harbaugh would actually say the same. We have had so many injuries, and against Philip Rivers, I hate to say it, but he's had so much success against our defense in the last couple of years that I'm actually going to say the Chargers as well, 34-27. Spencer, or should I say, actually, I shouldn't give it away. What do you think?
Well, Mr. Flacco, I think if you think you're elite, you're gosh darn it elite. You know what? Go out there and have a great game. But when I look at this, I really think the Ravens are in some trouble. I mean, it's just not their season with as much injuries as they are compiling right now. I think it's going to be a shootout, but San Diego, I think, just has too many weapons. I'm going to give them the slight edge in this thing. It's going to be about 33-27. So, Mr. Flacco, I'm sorry I had to go against your team right there. But keep being a good Boy Scout and collect as many badges as possible. And we're going to go ahead and collect some badges during this next commercial break, and we're going to go ahead and take one right now. It's the last one. But coming up next is what you have all been waiting for, our top plays of the week. Keep it right here.
This is Prez Nichols, quarterback for Law High School, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.